Today's episode is sponsored by Munchie Stuffs. They're flippin' tasty! Hello and welcome to Ballsupski. Here we are in St. Petersburg again.
Winter Palace! Winter Palace.
It's a feast of football today.
Num num num.
But what if you're one of those annoying weirdos who insist on cooking a national dish for every team that's playing? What are you going to eat?
This is the thing that I discovered in Costa Rica when it's like three kinds of sandwich in one sandwich, and I found it near some trees, like near a big city. It's very tasty and make your stomach go happy.
Now that looks unbelievable, and I'm looking forward to eating some of that food later on in the episode. Now, Ian, what happened yesterday?
You asking me?
Yeah. No,
I thought you'd done a thing.
Yeah, I've done a thing, but...
Do the thing, I don't know.
Ballsupski points are plenty for the South Americans. Peru are the best team ever to score no goals or points. Lionel Messi looked less GOAT, more last day behind the counter at an indie record store. And fair play to Caballero, there's been a dearth of world-class goals at this tournament so far, so he's taken matters into his own hands. Well, less hands as he can't get his hands to them. More space around his hands, if anything. Time now for Ian's big tweet. What have you got for us today, Ian?
Well, having studied the online trends for the past week, I've come up with this, which I think stands a banging chance of going viral today. Looking forward to seeing that do some serious numbers.
That should do numbers galore. Today, of course, Brazil versus Costa Rica. Brazil need to fight their way out of a drawing hole. Neymar, we don't know whether he's playing or not, but Neymar is the key. Neymar is the key?
No, Neymar, I think. And those Costa Rican defenders are going to be all over him, more so than his sister is on Instagram.
Very lenient ref, of course, in the last game. Will we see a lenient ref like that again?
No, I don't think we will. And in fact, we've seen the most lenient ref in history because on this day... I've got two facts for June the 22nd. In 1986, on this day, Maradona delivered his infamous Hand of God goal against England. And in 2006, English referee Graham Poll gave the same Croatian player 3 yellow cards. Duh.
Do you know what's a lot of problems associated with this World Cup is VAR. Sometimes it works perfectly behind the scenes, other time they go to the booth and you're not sure what they're doing.
How can they be reviewing stuff and still getting it wrong?
Well, there have been a few controversial moments already with VAR in the booth. If you look to... during one incident, they cut to the booth and all the referees were trying to get a wasp out of there.
That is
flapping
shocking.
around. They totally missed the incident in
Very
question.
dramatic footage from the booth there.
And the referee just had to play on as if nothing had happened. Iceland, they're in today's fixture list and they're a crazy little team, a fun little team, a lovely little team. Many of the players have different occupations.
They do other jobs. They're not just footballers, they do other things. I know. I've prepared a list of the other jobs they do. Roofer, botanist, roofer, architect, roofer.
Now the Ballsupski leaderboard is taking shape. Ian, talk us through the movers and shakers.
We take a look at the latest leaderboard. We have a new leader. It's Carol Spinney. He is the actor that plays Big Bird from Sesame Street. He's using his Big Bird bonus there. Every time a player has a bird as part of the team crest, he gets bonus points, and that's most of the teams in this tournament.
Unbelievable. He's still playing Big Bird and he's 84 years old.
Yeah, it's probably why it's gone off the pace for the last 10 years or so, but still good. And of course, now he's that old, he can use his real legs as Big Bird.
Still going strong as Big Bird and he's 84 years young.
Yeah, Big Bird's still good. It's gone off the pace a little bit for the last 5-6 years, but still good. And of course, now he's that old, he can use his real legs. So doesn't need to put on those
Old Doddery Bird,
costume
they've
legs.
renamed him as. Let's have a look at today's players to watch. Who have you got?
Oh, I've got Miranda. He'll be good for Ballsupski because in the last game, he went down like a pack of cards.
Do you mean a house of cards?
No, a pack of cards, because he went down like really heavily with a boom, and a house of cards would be a...
Let's have a look at my players. Oh, I've got Shaqiri. His hips don't lie. They didn't lie in the last game.
What would they lie about?
Well, it's like white lies, like, oh, Shaqiri's hips, do you want to go out for a drink after this? No, I've got a doctor's appointment because I've got psoriasis in my other hip. Talking of food, we have got our wonderful dishes for Costa Rica versus...
Oh, no thanks. No thanks. I don't want to eat anything you've gone anywhere near. You're weird.
Back to you.
Today's episode is sponsored by the colour yellow. It's not red, but that don't matter.
Hello and welcome to
Ian,
Ballsupski.
five
Here we are,
ankles.
focusing on Germany versus Sweden, and it's a nervous Germany, isn't it? Oh, nervous Germany. Are you nervous?
Well, I'm not. I'm not German. I'm just wearing the shirt. So.
Well, I'll be the judge of that because I have here in my hand a sweat detector.
Ooh.
It detects your nerves based on your
Is it?
sweat. If your sweat gets above a certain level, this will give you a near fatal electric shock. Let's give it a go.
Oh.
And
Yeah. Still not nervous?
not nervous at all.
Still
Very
not
well
German.
done. Let's just wipe that for next time. Now, what if you are German and what if you are nervous? Well, what better to settle those nerves in your tum-tum than some national dish?
Oh, not
Here's
that
our
bloke.
chef of the World Cup, Monsieur Le.
Again, we go with the traditional, and traditionally, this dish was you just leave it for 6 days in a room with 3 spiders and hope that some fermenting happens. Sometimes it didn't.
If you had this man crying after scoring a tap-in, you can have all the points. Honestly, just take them. Just take them. Now it's time for Ian's big tweet. What have you got for us, Ian?
I've been working on this for some time and I came up with this. So look out Twitter.
Of course, huge set of fixtures today, but with all those in
Why bother?
lights, why bother talking about them at all when you can talk about England?
England.
We've got
England.
our correspondent, Ed Husky, outside the England camp. He's
Ed.
had unprecedented
Ed.
access, haven't you, to the
Ed.
England players?
Ed.
Anthony, thank you. Yes, this unprecedented access to the England squad just gets better and better. I've just had a bath with Dele Alli. It was an excellent experience. He washed his own back and then my back and then the rest of his own body, and then I was left to wash the rest of my own body too.
I love Ed. I want to be Ed.
Well, you've got a moustache, so you're halfway there. Now, big games today that we'll reluctantly turn to, but in the light of Senegal having really nice fans cleaning up
Lovely.
after themselves, we thought, who deserves to go through based on their fans?
It's
You've
a
got the-
lovely day for lovely fans.
So who deserves to go through between Belgium and Tunisia?
Well, since the World Cup started, all Russian ladies going through doors have had a Belgium there opening it for them.
South Korea versus Mexico?
The Mexicans have volunteered to help out Russian surgeons if they're overloaded in operating theatres.
Do they have medical experience?
Some do, some don't, but they're just getting on with being nice.
Get what you're given. And Germany versus Sweden?
Well, Sweden, famous for its bridges, they've offered to build free bridges for any Russian that wants one.
Of course, teams could be eliminated today. It's a day for slip-ups, and it's a day for slip-ups on this day in history. On this day in 1990, the round of 16, Cameroon v Colombia. It went to extra time, a really tense moment. So what does René Higuita, the Colombian goalkeeper, do? He decides to fanny about with the ball towards the halfway line, dribbling here, dribbling there. He was like, oh, look at my hair, it's all coming down towards my buttocks. Roger Miller took the ball off him and booted it in his goal. Colombia lost the game. He would have done well in Ballsupski. Manuel Neuer, he doesn't want to follow in the footsteps of René Higuita, does he?
No, he's good with his feet, but he's not so good with his hands, which is the wrong way round for a goalkeeper, really.
Big infighting in the German camp.
Oh.
They hate each other.
Every single German member of the squad hates every single other member of the German squad. It's unprecedented.
And they're very slow, aren't they? Very slow people.
Super slow. They did 100-metre sprint trials yesterday and not a single player finished.
Let's have a look at our Ballsupski players to watch. Oh, Lukaku. That's you. You've got Lukaku. He is going to score you minus points because he's so good.
Except, I think, if he faces that Tunisian hurricane rugby tackles, he might blows his top.
And you have Draxler. Draxler in friendly situations, but Count Draxler in formal situations.
He's grown a pair of fangs as we speak. Who have you got?
I have Chicharito, the little P,
Why is
so
it
named,
called
of
that?
course, because of his famously weak bladder. That's why he's always substituted before the 70-minute mark.
Did not know that.
That's all we've got time for on Ballsupski, but oh, wait, before, let's check in with the old nerve tester. We'll see how you're getting on. And...
Still not nervous, still not German.
Oh!
Oh, I've Chikorito'd myself.
Nurse? Today's episode is sponsored by Organic Concrete, or grass as we like to call it. Hello and
England.
welcome to Ballsupski.
England, five ankles.
England.
England.
Colombia and Poland are in an eliminator, and there's some other game.
other teams.
But first, Ian
England.
Five Ankles interviewed the man who cycled all the way to Russia from Spain without a ticket.
Hello, man who cycled from Spain to Russia.
Hola.
Can you tell us why did you do that?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Bye then.
And this woman's World Cup fever was so severe she was hospitalised with sharp pains. But fortunately, she is live on the phone from her hospital bed where we can tell her exclusively that her team has been knocked out. Francesca!
Ow.
Your team has been eliminated.
Hey!
Oh,
That will be a speedy recovery.
see the relief on her
I
face.
can
That was
tell.
heartwarming.
A clarification. In an earlier episode of Ballsupski, we may have claimed that Germany were out, and we may have laughed slightly while saying so. We apologise for any confusion we may have caused. It won't happen again. Unfortunately, as it's Germany, it definitely won't happen again, as they're now guaranteed to go on and win the entire tournament. Ian! England!
England versus Panama.
England! But
England.
also Panama.
Panama.
What's Panama's food all about?
Not the chef.
We found out from our World Cup chef.
So basically, you go into a wild field and you find the fattest animal you can. You run after him and catch him, take both his legs off and eat those.
It's time now for Ian's big tweet. What have you got for us, Ian?
Have a look at that and brace yourself for Twitter going crazy. So,
You know, that's pretty apt, actually, Ian.
Is it?
Because, well, historically so, on this day.
June the 24th, there are 3 facts. On this day in 1987, Lionel Messi was born. On this day in 1990, Frank Rijkaard lobs an ugly greenie into Rudi Voller's perm, both players sent off. And on this day in 2014, Luis Suarez bites Chiellini. If any of your players bite another player, you get 1 trillion points.
Huge incident. Do you think that would have been picked up by VAR?
Well, it depends, it seems, on who's in the VAR box. They're still missing things.
Yes, they are. It's very hit and miss. I mean, look at the big incident yesterday. They cut to the booth and the referees were just watching Love Island. They missed the incident entirely. The referee on the field just had to play on. What do you think will happen today?
Well, I think Adam will carry on being a stinker and gaslighting Rosie. And Alex, who's a doctor, I think he will try and kiss Ellie again. So watch this space.
I meant in England. What will happen with England?
Oh, right. I think Lingard will get voted off.
Let's go to the England camp now, where there's been unprecedented access to the players. Isn't there, Ed Husky?
Anthony, yes, thank you. This unprecedented access to the England squad just gets better and better and better. Both myself and Jack Butland have just been within 2 metres of Nick Pope and Jordan Pickford as they cleaned each other's ears. It was very nice to watch, and clearly they get along very well.
I suppose we should talk about some other teams. Senegal versus Japan. Two of the nicest
Lovely.
sets of fans.
So nice.
Cleaning up after themselves.
Oh,
The
I just wanna
litter, it's all
wimble
clean.
their
The
cheeks.
trash, the trash, the trash. There is one serious point to make from that, though. The cleaners.
Yes, it is a
Are
very
the
serious
cleaners
one.
out of a job? Are they being sacked?
Well, let's ask them. Cleaner, what do you think of Japan and Senegal cleaning up after themselves?
I've done nothing all day.
See? Happiness all round.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very happy. Very happy. Let's have a look at our Ballsupski players to watch. Who have you got there, Ian?
Chesney Hawkes. He's done a very good job at pretending to be a professional footballer for his entire career. He'll carry on giving it a blooming good go.
Good for him, good for him. Look at me there, I've got Niang for Senegal. Now, if you have him and you're worried he's not starting, don't fret. Niang might just be off the pitch holding his shoulder, his elbow, his toe, whatever he wants. He'll come on in the 35th minute, just in the middle of play, having been injured, to score the winning goal. 1-0 to Senegal in the 35th minute. That's the bet.
And if
Don't
that
bet
doesn't
on
work,
that. Don't bet on that.
he'll be in the centre circle inside an iron lung.
That's it for today's Ballsupski, but before we go, just going to tickle Ian's chin.
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop it now.
Back to you!